Hello, everybody. We're a little later than normal, but it's okay. My name is Rodgon. I am an artist. I'm a designer. I'm a cartoonist. And more importantly than anything today, I am your art instructor. Yay! Woohoo! Boom, 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 boom. So, what I like to do in my streams is I like to teach you guys the hard things to draw. The things that normally take a while to get used to learning so that you can actually unlock the potential within your drawings. I teach you guys how to find perspective, how to learn anatomy, how to learn posing, how to learn your styles, and how to understand the navigating the difficult areas of learning. And I explain it in ways that normally make sense to a lot more people. So if you guys feel like staying for a lesson today, all you have to do is hit that little like button. If you guys want to learn a specific thing, you guys can always ask. If you guys want to follow my YouTube where all the old videos are, you guys can go over to YouTube and find me by my name, which is Rodon. I am quite popular. I will pop up immediately. So, our lesson today, what should it be? What do you guys want to learn? Hello, let's see. Let's look back for a second. Hello, Ron. More likes means more viewers. So, yay, click the like button. Once we get to 2K, we will begin our lesson. Once we get to 2K likes, we will begin. It's going to take like 2 seconds for you guys to get there. Yesterday, we had a fun stream. No, we're not going to do no like lives. Yesterday, we were just drawing characters. I was explaining like the importance of the back muscles and how those create like the hourglass shapes on women, how you can draw men and women with the same body styles, how you can get dynamic posing with the compass and the egg and the circle. And what are you eating? What are you eating? No, no, that's a painting. Can't eat that. No. I refuse. No. Don't make me. No. I will raise my voice at you. Go sit over there. Stop eating my art. That's my puppy mustache. Anyways, how about I teach you guys some stuff about faces? Like, I've been like really on this kick face. So I've been really, really, really enjoying dissecting body parts a little bit more. Let's zoom in. And understanding this area right here. This was always the bane of my existence because I didn't understand it. But now that I'm actually delving into that little section a little bit more, it's becoming a lot more doable and a lot more understandable. So I'm going to give you guys a couple tips and tricks about the mouth and the nose. And you guys can make your drawings a little better or maybe even just refine the techniques that you guys already have in order to be able to understand how you can draw these a lot better, a lot more structured, and eventually lead to be able to draw things like the neck, the body parts that connect, and the muscles that connect everything together. So understanding all these little parts of the face, they normally take a while. So if it takes a little bit for you to comprehend the concepts, don't be too hard on yourself, okay? I'm going to do my best to explain things from scratch so you guys don't have to have prior knowledge to anything before you do this lesson. You guys can just grab a sketchbook and you guys can try to follow along. And I will try to keep it as simple and as direct as possible so that it can access everybody instead of just the few that have already unlocked the potential. Because that's not the goal. The goal is to unlock it for everybody. Anyways, let's talk. Right when I have to talk, I get a boogie. Yeah. Anyways, the face. The human face consists of a couple things. The human face consists of a nose. It consists of a mouth. It consists of a chin. It consists of eyebrows. And it also consists of eyes. So understanding where all these things go in relation to the face is normally a pain in the ass, especially when you also consider in cheekbones and the jawline, right? Understanding where all these things like the temple that doesn't reach the side of the face, all that stuff is normally a pain in the ass. Understanding all that stuff is normally really annoying. But I have a method that has helped me understand this really, really easy. And I'm going to share it with you guys right now. That is literally just starting with a triangle in the middle. Check this out. If you start with a triangle in the middle, you're going to end up with guidelines going down your face. Those guidelines are going to give you nice little segmented areas that you can use for your bodies. Understanding how you can just visualize different shapes and get different elements like different facial expressions, different mouth positions, stuff like that is not very hard at this level, right? Just changing the shape changes the facial expression. Ooh. Not changing anywhere where the features go, right? The eye doesn't move. It's just the eyebrow that's coming down. So you got to understand a little bit of placement and you got to learn to draw through your shapes. But that's just to maximize it. To be able to just understand it, you just got to draw a shape and draw a triangle inside. Follow the guidelines to the edges. The eyes don't quite do it to the edges, but really close. And then from the edge of this circle, draw another little circle that touches the edges of your head. This provides you your cheekbones, the side of your face, and all the area for your mouth, aka your chin and your teeth. So if you can draw a skull in 2 seconds, you should be able to do some fun things, right? Midline, triangle, doesn't even have to be the full shape. You can just keep it to this area, like up until here. If you find that easier, just do that. Keep it like that and then follow the triangle lines to find where your mouth is supposed to go. Cool. So understanding that you can work either way because once you find your ear, that's when you can connect the body. And then the jaw structure goes around. Once you find your ear, you gotta find the other so you can find your neck. I gotta make some songs talking about drawing. It would make things cool again. I'm learning how to play the banjo. Not the banjo, the ukulele. So that I can make little songs about little theories and stuff. I love being corny and I love being silly like that. So to me, it's just I've never been good at musical instruments at all. I've never been good at musical instruments. So I want to see if I can learn. And something simple like the ukulele should give me a nice little grounding point, something to feel proud of so that I can progress to maybe a bass or a guitar at some point. Okay, so again, let's continue. Let's talk about the head again. You guys saw how I started, right? I only started with this part of the head. So if I start with the part that doesn't move, aka this section, this doesn't move, right? This always stays static. This part is your brain. You can make this bigger if you want a more realistic look. So it's just depending on the style. The width is going to give style or realism or whatever type of styling you feel like giving. The triangle gives you the 2 little circles at the sides. If you touch 1 3/4, you always touch one side of the face so that you have this little ridge. And then from there, the triangle gives you your mouth. Now, this mouth can be a normal mouth. If you make it smaller, it's a kid. If you make it even smaller, you can make little chibi characters, or you can make this really big and create characters that have a lot of length. Ta-da! Transversely, you don't only get to do that, you also get to age your characters easier if you start like that. Why? Because when you're drawing your characters, let's say that you have a little character right here. This line going down for this triangle can also be used like your cheek line. So if you want to draw somebody really old, you can just draw the cheeks sagging. They connect back again here. They go around to your eyebrows, and the middle of that circle gives you your ear. So understanding how you can draw that section of the head and then direct everything else from it is really cool. Triangle, circle, circle, circle. And then from there, I can be, what do I want to draw? Do I want to draw a cute little pinup or a psychotic dude? Do I want to draw a guy with a panda suit? What do you want to draw, buddy? Your imagination. Let's draw psychotic men going on a ride, smiling and going, aha. Anyways, let's draw some examples so you guys know how this level works and how it works with different type of faces. So let me clear my drawing mat. Also doubles as my swabby. So I just go whoop and I clear all the little gunkies. So triangle, circle, 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 skull. Little mouth, middle of this, jaw. It gives you a lot of key features really quickly. So it allows you to be able to be creative a little bit more rapidly. Let's do some more. Now you can always opt to just draw the triangle in the middle and then not finish the diamond on the bottom or the little teardrop, and then you start getting a little bit of a view from the neck. So anything underneath here becomes shaded. So you can start drawing your characters looking slightly up and stuff like that a little bit more. Drawing people looking up completely is actually quite easy once you understand just how to draw a little triangle. Remember, this is here, and this is all the bottom of the neck now. This guy has a hump. Hey, Malicious, how are you doing? I don't know what the little symbol next to your name is, but I think I have to say thank you. So thank you if you're like, I don't know what that means. I think you're like part of the group. I don't know what that group means. I don't know if you're a subscriber, but if you are, I appreciate you. Thank you. How do I draw someone's back? Okay, so first let's talk about back of the head because that's what we're talking about, and then I'll talk about the actual back of the body. So the front of the head, you would draw it like this, right? You would be like, you draw all the features, and you'd get it in. You'd be like, oh, look at me, I'm drawing heads, yay, look at my ears and my eyes and my mouth, eh. all that stuff. This is hard because there's a lot of like dents and stuff like that. But if you're drawing something from the back, it's the exact same shape because you don't magically change shapes. Exactly the same ear, so you can draw the ears from the front instead of drawing the detail, just draw the back side of it. So instead of drawing an ear like this, you draw that ear and then you just draw the back. So it's the exact same shape. You're not changing shapes. Now, at the top of the ear, or at the top of the little connecting way it connects to your body, that's going to be the top of your skull. This touches to here like a little curvature, and it normally gives you like a little bit of a step. That is the space that you leave whenever you're drawing your ear, and you leave a little brain pocket. See how it all relates? From here, that's your ear. From here, you could just take that and then just draw a circle, diamond, and a circle. It's not hard once you understand the shapes. But anyways, I digress. From here, your neck kind of has muscles that go up like a neck, like a cylinder, right? And they connect to your body in the form of a compass. So your body, your neck goes up and it connects there. But this overlap right here happens as such. Okay, this is complicated part. So the neck goes up, but this back muscle is gonna tighten in there. You're gonna draw it a little bit in. That little tiny overlap is gonna give you the distinction between the neck muscles. Okay, and then from there, you split it in half, because it kind of reaches the top of your skull like this. So you have like two little tubes in the back. Okay? So those two little tubes connect to the compass. And they create your back muscle right there. This line right here, this one is going to be your front muscle, and that connects to the front of the compass. So you find the front of the compass. This is the back of the compass. Front of the compass. Go from ear to there. From ear to there. And that is how you create that muscle. Compass. Ear to the front of the compass. Ear to the front of the compass. In this way, it overlaps the other way because it's from the front. Okay, so now this time, the compass, the circle or the cylinder goes in the front. On the back, it did the opposite, remember? So you have to remember that. I'm pretty tipsy. Funny though, but we all have to go forward. What? What? I'm pretty... Okay, no, don't draw flying heads. I'm gonna show you a really simple trick to make your heads not flying. How about that? So instead of thinking of all these muscles and thinking of all this super complicated shit, because it's cool to know it, but you don't need to know it. All you need to know is that your spine is in the back of your body. So if you draw a line representing your spine, which is the bone that goes all the way back here, right? So that's the back. Everything is in front of your spine. Okay, everything. So if your head and your structure right here, your compass, that's a very important part of the body to learn. Connect the compass, connect it to the back. Copy this exact same circle wherever you want the bottom of your head to be. and then create any sort of volume that you want for the rest of the head. I like cylinders. Use this to draw the jaw that goes around your head, and then taper this to the neck. Cool. Now you have a whole head system. You just have to add a little bit of a brain pocket like we talked before. But other than that, you have an entire head system in like 2 seconds, and you don't have to worry about guessing. I developed this. I have developed this over the last year, 2 years, 7 years, 16 years, 20 years, depending on how you see it. Spine, the distance here, or the distance back here, you can draw it there and then taper it. And then you have yourself a neck. You just have to gauge the distance. If you want smaller necks, just draw that a little bit smaller. If you want bigger necks, make it smaller or shorter. I was wondering about creating body types because all of mine look the same and I have trouble. Okay, so if you guys want to continue getting more lesson time, I need you guys to help me by clicking that little like button. Clicking the little like button gives me more followers. It gives me more people to view my stuff so I can get more eyeballs, right? And more eyeballs tend to lead more opportunities. That's why people go on social media, by the way. It's not to get the followers and shit like that. It's to get eyes on your work, okay? The reason that you do it is so you can get opportunities. It's not so that the actual social media pays you. It's so that you have more eyes on you so that more people can see your work. If more people see your work, you get more opportunities to do things. And if you jump on those opportunities, then you can actually do something with your career. Now, if you just want followers, that's dumb. The number is not impressive, okay? The number does nothing. The number itself, absolutely pointless. I'd rather have 100 loyal followers than 300,000 people that don't do shit with me. So the numbers, don't be fooled by numbers, okay? Don't be fooled by numbers. Don't think that just because you have a big account, everything just solves itself. No, you have to still make those opportunities work for you. And if you don't jump on the opportunities presented to you because you don't think you're ready, you might not get those chances again. So if you have a chance to, fucking do it. I'm not gonna be that teacher that's just like, oh yes, follow your path, and then just do this, and if it comes, it comes, it's destiny. No. And I would kick that person's butt. No. Actually, I wouldn't. I wouldn't harm a fly. But no. You make your own path. You want it? Go find it. There's no path for it? Make one. You want to be an individual, right? You want to stand out. You want to stand out from the world. You're an artist. You want to stand out from the world. Any artist that says otherwise is fucking lying. You don't go into art to be the same as everybody else. You don't. And you know why art schools are kind of like, ugh? Because they tell you that what you want to do with your art is bad. And they drive you away from it. That is why I don't like art schools. It's not because they aren't beneficial. They are to some people. But they kill creativity. They tell you, oh, you want to do this? Oh, no, you can't do that. You got to work for Disney. You got to work for Nickelodeon. You have to work for here. You have to dream like I dream. Otherwise, you can't dream. That's essentially what they're saying. And it's just so ugh to me. when I went to school, I just wanted to learn how to draw so I could draw myself doing shit. Like I figured I'm smart enough. I'm just gonna get a job that pays really good, whatever, and then just draw myself doing things. And that's why I wanted to go to art school. And they told me that that was pointless. And then so I was like, okay, I'll go along. I want to draw and I want to work for Nickelodeon. I want to work. I was so excited to do that shit, but I wasn't. I essentially got brainwashed to believing that I wanted to do that. But I hated animation. I loved illustration, but I hate animation. I hate it with a passion. I don't like drawing the same stuff over and over and over and over and over and over and over. I don't. It drives me insane. It drives me nuts. But you know what I love doing? I love drawing cool illustrations that can be used for t-shirts and products and stuff like that. I found that I love that, and I started working at a t-shirt company called Four Seasons Designs. Actually, I worked at a different one before. I worked at a couple, actually. I worked at one called Hot Shop Designs, which was like jerseys and stuff like that, sublimation stuff. And then I worked at another one called Savi Customs, which was a very similar thing because I became very good at all that stuff. Right? I just became really, really good, and I was their art director for a while, and then I quit because it was just like turmoil and a half dealing with family companies and stuff like that. So I left, and then I went to work for a company called Four Seasons Designs. Four Seasons Designs was my one of my favorite places that I worked at. They were a t-shirt company. So they did t-shirt designs for Walmart and generic stuff like, you know, for kids and stuff like that. And I got a chance to thrive. Holy shit, I thrived there. It was really fun because they would give us lists. So the list would be like, we need 50 ninjas. We need 50 dinos and stuff like that. And then I would go ahead and be like, ooh, I get to design 50 dinosaur t-shirts. And they're like, no, no, no. I mean, you can get as far as you can. And then the rest, you know, we can like, I'm like, no, like, what do you mean the rest? What do you mean the rest? There's not gonna be a rest. There's not gonna be any designs left. I'm gonna snag every single one of them. And they're like, okay, Rod, ha ha ha. I like your enthusiasm. Within a week, I had drawn most of the designs for that week and most of the designs for next week because I draw really quick. And I'm actually really, really darn good at my job. And then it got to the point where the other artists were complaining that I was drawing too much of the designs. And I was like, well, keep up. Like, and they're like, it's not a competition. I'm like, no, it's a job. And we're trying to get production out. So it's not, this isn't high school. So don't give me that shit. I don't care. You know, it was just like, it was the best thing for me because I'm quick. I'm amazing at production work. But you know what? You know what happened and why I left that job? Because they stopped using me to my full potential. They started telling me, oh, no, Rod, slow down. Oh, no, it's chill. No, you don't have to do that much. I'm like, no, if this design is done, then put me on something else. Right? Like, put me on something else. Let me work more so I can do more. I like being busy. And then they were like, no, it's okay. You can relax. You know, I would be sitting around straight up just doing nothing for like almost a week. And it was so incredibly soul killing. Like, I know like a lot of people would be like, oh my God, that's amazing, Rod. That's so cool. I'm like, no, that fucking sucks. I don't like that. I hate being inactive. I hate being like made to feel like my skills are punishment. So I hate working for companies because they always make you feel like if you do more work, if you work harder, you get punished. And I freaking hate that. You either get punished with finishing other people's work or you get punished by like not getting to do the things you want. And then on top of that, they promoted somebody else to art director. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, I was like, I output like 90% of your output. And I could still do the art directing part on top of that. I'm bored. So I quit. I quit. It's never enough. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Like, that's just the way that corporate America works. Corporate America works on actually just working you to the bone until they can get away with not paying you. And then when you are required to get paid a decent amount, oh no, we are going a different direction. It's just something that, like, I had to witness being a person that hired people as well, because I was a person in the level of art director for a long time. So I had to hire people. And hiring people means you got to fire them too. So unfortunately, a lot of the times, companies just are looking for the bottom line. They're not looking for your art skills. They're just looking for somebody that can do the work and just not complain about pay. That is what they ideally want. And it's horrible. It's predatory and it's actually terrible. It's like, I hate it. I hated having to do that. But it's something that is very prevalent and it happens all the time. So if you're worried about not being good enough to apply for the job, apply. Apply for the job. Odds are you'll have a good chance of getting it. I don't work for anybody right now. I work for myself. I just do lessons. I do mentoring. I do this. I sell books. You know, honestly, I make a lot less money, but I'm really happy. I'm really happy. Like, I'm very joyful because I get to bring something to the world that I choose. Right? I choose to do this. I choose to create for something that I want. The moment that I stopped doing work for other people because they had a vision and just couldn't fucking do it. Like, that is the reason that I stopped. I was like, okay, I'm going to stop doing dreams for other people and I'm going to try to do them for myself. For once. For once. Let's see how that goes. You know, like, I've helped companies make millions of dollars, and that's not an exaggeration. I've helped companies make millions, companies launch from scratch. I've launched magazines for people. I've launched like entire lines of like garments and fabrication and production. Like, I've made people millions of dollars. And at the end of the day, they doesn't matter because they just don't value that. So even though I'm not making any more than, like, let's say probably a fast food worker is doing, honestly, right now, I'm still happy. I'm still incredibly happy and joyful. And the only time that I feel sad is when somebody makes me feel like I'm supposed to be more or less. When I'm happy being me. Yeah. The only time I feel bad in my life is when somebody else tries to make me feel like I don't have enough or haven't accomplished enough. So I stopped taking other people's thoughts into consideration. I started separating myself a lot from other people too. And life just gets better. Life just gets better once you stop getting compared to other people, once other people stop affecting your moods by, oh, you haven't done this. When are you going to do this? When are you going to get that? Fuck them. Sorry, seriously. Like, I'm sorry for the language, but fuck them. Like, who cares? It's not their life. They don't get to decide what makes you happy. You do. So that is the one little tiny advice that I could possibly leave you with today. If you're not happy doing something and other people are pressuring you into doing it, it might not be for you. And if you want to be miserable, just pursue it because someone else wants it. Or alternatively, take like an hour of your time, think about what you want to accomplish out of your life. What do you want out of your art? Like, but think deeply. Don't think superficially. Don't be like, I just want to be happy. No, don't think of that. Okay? What I'm asking is a little bit deeper thought here. If you're going to actually delve into this and on the lifestyle that goes along with it, you need to know exactly what you want out of it before you really jump 100% into it. Because it's not like other careers. Unfortunately, it's not like other careers. And this requires meticulous planning of your career if you want success. Like, you have to have a roadmap. It might not always land, but you need to have a roadmap to start off with. And a lot of people fail because they don't have that, because they don't establish that before they start. But a lot of people succeed if they do. And if you can give yourself a little advantage, here and there, it's always good, right? All right, let's see. What else? Ask away, guys. I'm sorry for ranting. I kind of lost track of what I was talking about. But hit that little like button. Let's get more people in here. Deadpool. I like drawing Spider-Man more. It's exactly the same, okay? Spider-Man and Deadpool are exactly the same character. You find the pinpoint of the inside of your eye, right? So just draw a little line in the middle. The inside here is going to be where your little eye comes out at an angle. Okay? And then you thicken the back line. That's it. Spider-Man, Deadpool, Spider-Man, Deadpool, Spider-Man, Deadpool time. That's all you need to do to draw Deadpool. It's like the shape of the head and then do that. Triangle collarbone method. Okay, so the triangle, aka the compass, is a very good way to learn how to draw the collarbone, which is the muscle structure in the middle of your body. The one that has your neck and your back muscles and your neck connecting, stuff like that. So this area right here is normally a nightmare to learn how to draw. This is normally really a pain in the ass. Like a major pain in the ass. Okay? So these are easily broken down by using a compass. The compass gives you 3 sections, right? It gives you 2 back muscles. Essentially, it gives you this muscle, and it gives you the circumference for your neck. Where this ends is really important. The compass point ends where your shoulder is going to be pivoting from. Your arm extends from there, so your arm comes out from there. And then it also is going to help you understand how to draw the shoulder by connecting things to your arm and the collarbone. From here back to your body, is the width of your arm. And it's also going to be the inside part of your pectoral muscles. This curves around and wraps around your body to be the back muscles. The arm fits inside here. The arm then has the ability to come out and play. So you have your pectoral muscle connected to that, and then your arm comes out from there, and you can see how that starts playing a role. Going around gets you your back muscle, and the egg completes your system. So this is the bone structure in the front of your rib cage. Right here is very important as well because it splits your pecs. It's the opposite of your spine, so your spine is going to come up from there. And then you have your jaw structure and stuff like that connected to your spine. So you can draw this same size circle in different spaces and then just connect them and have yourself heads and stuff like that. Is the heart-shaped method. Yeah, that was very temporary. That was just really like a silly way to go about it. That was just me playing around with like the concepts behind it. I mean, it's really nice for back shots because the heart into the heart, if you draw two hearts together and you give it a spine, you have a booty, you have shoulders. So from the booty, your legs come down. Okay? Your shoulders are right here. That means that in between them, we need something in the middle. And then the compass pops up. Ooh, that's kind of cool, huh? The compass, the top of the compass is my back of my spine. And this is going to be where my arms come out. Give myself the same circle. And I have myself my head, my neck, my ears, and a positioning for my character in general. But it's just another way to go about it. The whole page so far? So, any other questions? Ask now or hold your peace. What pen do I use? I use a big round stick. How do you draw a hand? All right, how do you draw a hand? Hands are actually a lot easier than people think. A lot of the times we have problems because a lot of people tell us to draw boxes and then to draw hands like this, right? So a lot of people think that your hand has a bunch of different things like this little line right here, this little step part, and over here as well. They don't know how to draw their fingers and stuff like that. They don't know where the thumb goes. They don't know how to position their thumb in different places, all that stuff. That's normally really hard. So how do you simplify that? Well, it's because the hand isn't like this. That's not how the hand works. The hand and your wrist are probably about the same width. The only difference is that your thumb has a little bit of girth due to the muscle structure there. And your pinky has a tiny, tiny bit of the bottom part of the palm being a little bit wider. But in general, it's kind of easy to see it as a one-to-one. If you figure out the two edges of your shape, you can figure out your index and your pinky relatively easy. Any two sides of your shape, let's say this is one side and this side. So if we learn how to do that, that's kind of cool. Then from there, all we need is 2 more fingers. And we complete a very generic hand. But we start understanding a little bit more of the actual structure. Now, what happens if we want to actually add like cool movement to this? Well, let's say that we just draw 2 equal shapes. We blend them together. And we don't set this line right here. We just set 1 finger here, 1 finger here. So that means that this finger is my index, this is my pinky, and then this over here becomes where that connection point happens. Where your wrist connects to your hand, that's your point for your thumb. So if you find the connecting point, you can then now draw a circle and give yourself a structure for your thumb. So being able to understand those 2 key points can help you all out with hands. So if you want to know where your thumb goes, it's going to go at the connecting point with your wrist. Let's draw the other finger so it's not confusing. From here, anywhere in this, you can have to set where the thumb is going to go and then draw the base of it touching that. If you draw that, then you can just draw your thumb and draw through your shape. Equal size, connecting point with my wrist. Index. Let's put the pinky over here. And then in between these, I just have to fill it in with 2 more fingers. There you go. Another alternatively easy way to see your hands is just to do this. Start with any shape, really, but let's start with this little boxy round shape. Stick figure hand, right? This is an easy stick figure hand. Your thumb and your fingers. I think anybody could do that. Just go foop, foop, foop. And you have yourself all the connecting points. Fill it in with 1 or 2 more fingers. Then you have yourself a hand. Hey, Josh, have a good one. So you go foo, doo-doo-doo-doo. So you find all the edges of your hand, right? And then you go inside, inside, inside. And you can draw yourself hands really easy. It's kind of fun. It's the same concept as when you draw bodies and you learn how your body parts flow. You can just draw volume and give yourself a character. If you do that with taller figures, longer appendages, you give yourself the access to volume really, really quickly. When you start using complex shapes, but you keep that same understanding of flow, you can draw even cooler things. So see how easy it is to just understand it? Like you just have to learn to draw through your shapes so that you have access to these things. And then that combined with the other techniques gives you the ability to draw all the anatomy. So you can start either way. You can start from the outside in by doing your basic shapes. If you already have a structure that you like for a body, you can just build everything up from there. Right? So if there's like a certain body size you already like, you can just copy that and then backtrack all the way around until you get back to the look you want. But you can do big people, thick people, young people, old people. You can do everything with this, Sam. Where did I learn all this? I learned it by observing people. I teach this. I develop these systems. I teach these and I have been teaching these for a long time. And I develop new things all the time. So you guys should stick around. Because I teach cool things all the time. This will help someone who wants to learn but hasn't been able to. You know, I found myself in that same position. And knowing that there was a path that I just didn't know about just makes me really happy because I can now show it to people and they don't have to struggle as much. Like, it took me about 20 years to get comfortable to this point. But now I can probably cut that time down for everyone else that comes after me by 19 and a half years. So I have saved you guys 19 and a half years. If you guys follow what I teach, of course. Can you show how to draw a finger coming forward? Well, a finger coming forward is going to be, first, you got to understand how do you structure a finger. Well, if you have your knuckle in the bottom of your hand, as in your index finger, imagine that's your index finger knuckle, we have our thumb. Okay? Knuckle, 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 knuckle. We have 4 knuckles in our hand. So our first knuckle to our first section is going to be the same distance as the next 2 together. Okay, so from the bottom of my knuckle to the midsection, this is going to be the same as the next 2 together. Let's test this out. Bottom of my knuckle to my first section is going to be the same as the next 2 together. Bottom of my knuckle to midsection is going to be the same as the next 2 together. These 2 are split relatively even. They just look different because this one tapers. It goes a little bit smaller, but they're relatively the same size. So if you guys know how to break it down like that, then you have the segmentation, right? And then you have to learn about the styling. Stylizing your fingers comes with understanding segments. Understanding how the underneath of your finger works, you just got to look at it. Just look at it. Look at it. Okay. You have a finger. You can do this. Do 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 do. Okay? Now I have a perfect finger shape. Now I go segment, segment, cool. And then again, I can just dissect my whole finger by just doing this. And I can learn through analyzing how things work. Okay, now that I have a reference, I have my reference. Now I can play around with stylizing, knowing how much of the top part gets covered, all that stuff, right? So if my nail is about half of the way up that top tip. So that means that the top tip right here gets split in half. So whenever you're drawing that top tip, you split it in half and half of it is the nail. The rest of it goes to the rest. Little by little, you start taking notes of things, okay? And then little by little, you start seeing, okay, this kind of looks like the eye of a really old man. Yeah. So they go around and they wrinkle on both sides. Look at how these lines curve this way and these lines curve this way, because when you bend it, it's kind of like a shock. It's kind of like the spacing needed. If this wasn't sprinkled like this, you wouldn't be able to stretch it like that. So you need it to be like that, all loose right there, so that it can actually stretch. And when you stretch it, again, it looks like little butts. So when you're like bending your fingers, you're gonna have to remember that your knuckle isn't all that pointy. It's kind of like a little booty, really small. Okay, but little tiny things like that help you eventually understand how to draw cooler things. And then you ask for a finger that's coming towards you, so that's foreshortening. So instead of drawing my fingers coming like this to the side, that's a really chubby finger. I would want it coming towards me, so these circles, instead of getting like this, they come towards me and they're gonna overlap a little. Creating a little bit of a shadow can help you distinguish the top part from the side part and stuff like that as well. But overlapping your shapes is going to be the way that you can do that. You can make something come towards you, just making it a little bit bigger and overlapping over something else. Okay. All right. So with that being said, my good friends of TikTok, I am going to hop off of here and I'm going to go onto YouTube. So if you guys want to follow me there and keep on drawing with me, come on over. We're going to fill in one more page on YouTube. Okay, I just want to start transitioning just in case the whole ban happens. I need to transition to a different platform. So I need to start just doing it. It's just going to have to happen. It's not, I apologize because it's going to be slightly shorter streams here, but it's longevity for the channel, right? Like I need to make sure that I safeguard myself towards any future catastrophes. So let's transition over there. If you guys want to come follow me. If you guys don't, that's perfectly fine. You guys are awesome. Don't worry about it. But if you guys do, I will treat you guys to drawing cute animals for an entire page of the whole sketchbook. I'm just going to draw adorable little animals. I'm just going to go on Pinterest and find cute animals and I'm going to draw them. So I'm going to see if you guys want to learn that. And I'm going to everybody is going to be able to draw them from bean bags. So even more of an enticement. So anyways, you guys have a lovely day. You guys take care. You guys are awesome. If you guys don't want to join me, it's fine. I'll see you guys tomorrow. And always hit that like button when you guys come in. It gets me more viewers, gets me more people. And if you guys want to buy my shit, there's links in the bio as well. Take care, everybody. I'll see you guys in like 2 minutes. Bye.